Aloha and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a pretty neat video in store in that this will be the first filming location update video. My plan is to, anytime there's a significant find or an update to a previously unidentified filming location, I'm going to put together just a small video discussing the episode and the unidentified filming locations that were in the episode. And hopefully, one by one, we'll be able to change all of these unidentified filming locations to identified. So, without further delay, let's get started. Okay, again, this was episode 4. The title is Thank Heaven for Little Girls and Big Ones Too. And I'll just quickly recap leading up to the two big mysteries of this episode. There were really only 2 locations in this episode that I just could not identify. So these 5 little girls, they hired Magnum to track down their missing teacher, Linda. And Magnum, he agrees to take the case, and he begins the investigation. He's going through her bag, and he finds an address down near Hotel Street that he recognizes as not being the greatest area in town at the time. So he calls TC up because he wants a little backup and invites him to dinner. We then see them on Hotel Street, walking down the sidewalk, and they cross Hotel Street again. Club Hubba Hubba is just right over here. And they cross over to the other side of the street, and they continue down the sidewalk, and they turn onto Nu'uanu Avenue, where we arrive at our first unidentified location. And let me go ahead and show you how I found this location. So while doing the filming location research for episode number 9, the title is Missing in Action, we get this scene where Newton and his partner, they turn off of Pahui Street onto Nu'uanu Avenue, and they pull up here to the curb. They park the car, and Newton, he gets out of the car so he can make his way up to a payphone. And yes, spoiler alert, you're going to get just a little sneak peek into the next filming location video. But Newton, they pull onto Nu'uanu Avenue. They pull up to the curb, and he exits the car, and that's when I see it. I'm looking at this sign here and these saloon doors, and I'm thinking, man, where have I seen those before? And that's when it hit me. That's the unidentified bar that Tom and TC enter into in this episode. You can see it plain as day. You got the green curtains. You've got the red saloon doors that are open right there. You've got the bar sign right there. And this wasn't any old bar. In fact, this was the oldest bar in Honolulu at the time. It was called the Pantheon Bar, and it was established in 1883. And this location, it was built in 1911. And let me go ahead and show you where it's at. So earlier in the episode, we saw TC and Tom on Hotel Street making their way down the street. They crossed, and then they turned down Nu'uanu Avenue this way. However, the Pantheon Bar, it is on Nu'uanu Avenue. However, it's this way. In fact, it is right there. And we'll go ahead and we'll drop down there and take a look at it. There it is. Still there, thankfully. Sadly, it's no longer open. hopefully someday it'll reopen and all of us Magnum nuts can go visit it. But yeah, right there, built in 1911. But Tom and TC, they enter the Pantheon and they make their way over to the bar. Both sit down and have a beer. And TC, he's disgusted by the condition of the barware. And oh wait, there's something I need to take care of. And there we have it. This is no longer an unidentified filming location. And I'm glad I found it because I know this location was used in other episodes. One that immediately comes to mind is Mad Buck Gibson. You may remember there are some big booths back here that they all sit at, and Mad Buck, he orders bazookas all around. Magnum, he gives the bartender this address, and the bartender, he tells Tom and TC that it's Mono's place upstairs, and they leave the bar and they head up there. And as they leave the bar, he calls upstairs and gives them a heads up that they're on their way up there, which will lead us to unidentified location number 2, which is Lucky's Gym. And I'll go ahead and show you how I found this location. So again, we go back to Missing in Action, where we see Newton get out of the car in front of the Pantheon bar, and he makes his way in front of the car over to a phone booth where he awaits a phone call from this individual. This is Eric Tobin, as you'll come to find in the next episode. And he's looking out this window at Newton. You can see the car right there, which is parked directly in front of the Pantheon bar. And then we get this shot. And again, I see something that catches my eye. This yellow wall with this molding at about head high. And I'm thinking to myself, man, where have I seen that before? And that's when it hits me. It's Lucky's Gym. Same wall, same color, same trim piece, head high. And just to be sure, I went a little further into both episodes to compare these two screenshots. Now, when Tom and TC enter into Lucky's Gym, we get a good shot of the entryway door and the threshold of the door. And we see this brown door with the 2 panes of glass. And this is that door here. Lucky's Gym would have been right there. And we also see this drainage pipe, black drainage pipe behind the door. And that is right here. And then just outside the threshold, you can see the brick exterior of the building. And it is right there. Now I'll go ahead and show you exactly where this room is located. Okay, so we're back down on Nu'uanu Avenue. The Pantheon bar is right here. And in that scene, the bartender told Tom and TC that the address they were looking for, he said it was Mono's place upstairs. And the place he was referring to upstairs was Lucky's Gym. And Lucky's Gym was inside the McLean Block building here on Nu'uanu Avenue. And on the front of the building, there are 14 windows. And we'll call this one 1 to 14. And Lucky's Gym was behind windows 5 and 6, right here. And it's kind of interesting, if you push in, you can kind of see a wall there, and wouldn't that be crazy if that was that yellow wall with that, head-high molding right there? That would be amazing. But on the back side of this building, there's a catwalk that runs kind of full length along the building. And that's how Tom and TC entered into Lucky's gym. And we'll try and pop back there and take a look. It's not great. There aren't many street view options back there, which surprises me. With this big theater courtyard here, I would have thought that there'd be a lot of pictures taken back there. But if we drop down, approximately here, and let's pop over just a bit, you can see that catwalk and the brick exterior. If you remember the screenshot of Tom and TC entering into Lucky's gym, you can see that it just outside the door there's the brick exterior to that building, and the door that they entered into would have been over here somewhere. And we'll take just one last look at that doorway leading into Lucky's gym. You can see the brick on the back side of that McLean building, and Tom and TC, they're just stepping in to the gym from that catwalk back there. Oh, and yes, one last bit of business to attend to. And there we have it. Two formerly unidentified filming locations that have now been officially identified. Hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making the video. If so, please hit that like and subscribe button. And lastly, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.